Hey guys, so I'm in my car. I just did something a bit crazy. Not like too drastically crazy, but I just cut my hair in my car. Like, it's probably really uneven. Yeah, it is. Wow, that is very uneven. I just was so sick of my hair. Here, let me find a gross chunk of hair. It looks like a rat. So, I mean, I cut a good 8-9 inches off my hair. It just has a lot of split ends on it. And, I mean, again, it's uneven. I'll have to even it up. But I really just was getting sick of having these really dead ends on my hair, so I was just like, I'm going to cut my hair. And yeah, so I don't know why I have the urge sometimes to cut my hair. Like, when I was younger, I used to just I would cut my hair up to here all the time. I would cut my hair up to here. I would cut my bangs straight across. There are many different things that I would do, but I feel like my hair is just like, it feels healthier and it feels like thicker right here because I haven't properly trimmed the ends in so long. Like, I've gotten many haircuts, but I haven't like actually trimmed off a lot of the split ends. So I mean, it's still relatively long. Like, my hair was almost down to my butt, so it is quite a bit shorter. I don't know, it's kind of fun to do. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about kind of inspiration, and especially people like myself who often get lost in our minds and we have all of these ideas, or maybe we're thinking of ideas. I was actually talking about this last night, that sometimes it can be hard to find inspiration. I guess for me it's a bit different because I have like ideas written down. I don't know if you guys are like this, but like, if I have an idea, if I see something or like something is inspiring, I'll either take a screenshot of it if it's on my phone, or I'll just like messily jot down ideas and just kind of come up with random things, because I look back at those thoughts and I'm like, wow, actually I can find a really good idea out of this. And it's kind of sometimes hard to think of something if you don't really feel like you have a certain direction or vision, or kind of, you don't know where you're going. I mean, the biggest advice I would say, like, if you feel directionless or you feel like you lack inspiration, is to just start creating things and don't really worry about how different it is, or like, I mean, not how different it is, how good it's going to be. Like, not everything you make is going to be perfect. As you guys know with these videos, I just kind of get in my car during my lunch break and shoot. I don't really think about it too much, and I don't worry about whether the video is going to be perfect or not. I just found one of my hairs, speaking of, that's still on. I don't know if you guys can notice, but I have my hair. This is the end of the hair where my finger is. This is how this is so weird, but I'm trying to get to the end of it, but that's about how much. Right around here is where my hair used to be, which is crazy. Like, I did cut quite a bit, especially like when I go back into work. People are gonna be like, what? When did you cut your hair? I want to say I cut it myself in my car, because that's what I did, and people will probably think I'm crazy. Or maybe I'll put my hair up and just, yeah, I'll just put my hair up and not worry about it. But yeah, I think it's kind of freeing when you don't really care how things are going to be, and then by doing and creating, you're able to find inspiration. Sometimes it takes making a fool of yourself, and sometimes it takes putting out content that you are kind of ashamed of. I mean, maybe not ashamed of, but like you're like kind of embarrassed by, and it's a little cringeworthy. I mean, I know that some of my videos, I look back on them and I'm just like, wow, I look kind of weird in this video, or whatever it is. And I don't know, it's like you can't worry about what other people think. You have to just put things out there, even if you feel like the inspiration is missing. Just by creating something, just by looking, just by being with nature, just going on YouTube and searching things that you're interested in, you're bound to find inspiration. I advise for those people that are lacking inspiration, and it's not just about creating videos or anything like that. This can apply to anything that you're interested in or you want to create, is having a notebook or pieces of paper or whatever way is best for you to kind of jot down ideas, and just have this little area that you kind of just randomly jot down ideas. Some people have to have more organized ideas, or if you're like me and you just kind of draw all over the paper, sometimes I have more organized ideas. But like, as far as videos go, I have so many ideas that I just write down in a notebook. I was talking about this last night, but I probably have, or actually this morning, I probably have like a year worth of ideas written down in a notebook. Maybe even more than that. Because I try not to put myself in a corner, and I try not to box certain things, because I think it's easy to box yourself, especially when you're on YouTube. It's just to box yourself into a certain genre or a certain format. But the thing is, change is inevitable, and I think if you don't change, even if you're making the same stuff, even if you don't change or develop yourself and you kind of just stay at the same place, and again, this could be doing the same things but building up, like, I think that's good. But if you just kind of make the same things, you don't develop yourself, you don't find inspiration outside of what you're doing, I think that's when it becomes stagnating. And also when you rely on other people for your gratification or your acknowledgement. When we rely on others to make us happy or fulfilled, we're never going to truly feel fulfilled. You may feel happy in the moment, you may have a certain milestone you want to hit, and when you hit it, you're happy about it. But those are very fleeting emotions and feelings. I think inspiration comes from the world around you, but it also comes from within. And really sitting with yourself and trying to be true to yourself as much as you can, and not letting others get in the way. Like, I definitely think it's good to respect others, but if you really feel that you need to share something without slandering someone else or, throwing someone under the bus, I think if you come from a genuine place, people are going to like what you're saying. I mean, maybe they're not always going to like it, but they're going to respect it and resonate with it. And I don't think, I would much rather people respect me or, I guess, see the value in my work ethic than like me. Because not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to be your biggest fan, or even want the best for you. So you have to surround yourself by people that will want the best for you, who do want the best for you, and also are able to tell you, hey, like, I see where you're going. If you need any help, I see that you may be stuck, let me help you out. Or they're able to give you constructive criticism, and not always is that constructive criticism something that you need to actually take to heart. Even people with the best intentions don't always know the best things to say, and they don't always have the best advice. Some people may value my advice, but just because I tell you something doesn't mean that's what's going to work for you. And it doesn't mean that I know best. At the end of the day, you know best. You know the most about yourself. You know what inspires you, or at least you can discover that. And kind of throw everything aside and really don't give a you-know-what about what other people think. You have to think long-term rather than short-term, and some people are better at thinking short-term. But as intuitives, and I think for the most part, thinking long-term, thinking about things in the long run, even if it's not, you have everything planned out. When you think of things in the long term, what's happening right now, though I think it's good to be present, and I always want to strive to be more present, it makes things that you're making right now, or the things that you're putting out, a lot less you put a lot less pressure on yourself, because you realize, like myself, I think just because you guys are watching me on my channel, and I've talked about this, but I don't think that, for example, this video is something that's going to be popular, or I don't have the intention of making this something that's clickbaity, or this isn't necessarily going to go viral. There's always that chance, but I don't think so. And I'm okay with that, because I would much rather have a foundation, a catalog of, this is my journey. And that's how you have to see everything, even outside of YouTube. Anything you do, anything you're wanting to start. If you start now, or you have a designated time when you're going to start, and you just stick to it, you don't really look back. You don't compare yourself to others, you only compare yourself to your yesterday self and try to improve. When you look back even a year from now, you're going to see how much you've grown and how much you've changed. And people are going to respect that. People are going to look at your stuff and be like, wow, they didn't start off, amazing. Let's say you're drawing or painting, and you post or make a portrait every day. you're bound to get better. You may kind of stray off, try different things, and those kind of aren't as good as some of the things you started with, but then you develop that. You know, things come, it's a roller coaster. The line isn't like this. If you look at anything, the line can be like this. Your life has ebbs and flows. It's not going to always just go like this. You want it to kind of go in that direction, even if it's going down. You want it to kind of have an upward slant, but it's not always going to be positive. It's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be fun. And people see that. I think social media especially, and I've talked about this so often, but people see people on social media and they're like, especially these like idolized people, they're like, oh wow, these people are perfect. It's so awesome. But personally, and I think this is changing in general, I like seeing people that are real. I like seeing people that aren't always perfect, that have their low points, that share their struggle. Like, you don't have to keep up this image all the time. And some people maybe feel more comfortable with that. But I like to look at people and think, hey, they're just like me. Or, you know, maybe they're a little bit more successful. Or maybe they're a lot more successful. And I kind of can see, hey, I can do this. If this person's doing this, I can do this. And that's what I want you guys to see with me. Even though this channel's small, it's growing. Just like everything, you know, I'm going to continue to develop it, and I want you guys, I don't know where I'm going to be from a year from now, especially with this channel, but regardless of where I am, I want people in the future to look back on these videos, especially now, and even myself, and see the development. Again, this applies to anybody. If you look at anything in your life, you're the most, besides death and taxes, the thing that you can expect the most out of life is change, and make it a positive change. And as far as going back to inspiration, there's so many different things. And I also think that sometimes the best inspiration, the greatest inspirations can come when you shut out everything and you're just at peace with your mind. And sometimes that means that you need to take a break for like a week or whatever amount of time. And some things you can't take a break from, especially if you have a job like myself. I can't just I guess I could take PTO, but I'm not going to for this kind of thing. But you have to sometimes be able to get away from the world and not think about things to come up with inspiration. If you're like me, I come up with some of my best inspirations when I'm by myself and I'm in a calm environment. But yeah, this is a rambly video, and I know not everybody likes these kind of videos. I personally do, and I make things that I like, and I hope that other people like. And again, they're not going to be perfect, and I don't think I'll ever have or want to have the appearance that I'm perfect, because I'm not. And if you're watching this and you want to start something, you should start it. And don't worry about what other people think, and you don't have to share it publicly. But if you want to, do it and hold yourself accountable for it. With this YouTube channel, I post even if I may take breaks, but I post even if I don't feel like I have any ideas. Because just like with this video, I come up with ideas while I was cutting my hair horribly in the car. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a spectacular day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.